big as the Parliament. You know, whatever, stupid things we want. I really do want it, and I really want it a lot. But I'm ashamed that I want it. But I still want it. I'm embarrassed that I want it. I know it's stupid that I want it, but I still want it. So then what are we advised by the Shastra to do with those sort of things? What are we told to do with those sort of desires? Tolerate is more the things that come and go. Tolerate is the things that come and go. The things that like, oh, I'd like to get that car, but you don't really want to get that car. You tolerate it, it just goes away, you never contemplate it. Dovetail. Okay? Dovetail them. Purify them. Yes?
Very important, Mataji, when you said, really nice.
I'm going a little way. Is that okay? Are you frustrated or are you okay?
In addition to that...
Is anybody else getting really frustrated? You want me to be quiet right this minute? Okay, I won't go too much longer, I promise. Yes?
It's very good. That's actually the first approach. What has worked eventually for me has been, this is where actually the duality can really give us like an answer, because we cannot really experience dualities. We've never felt the cold, we've never felt what is hot, but if we're not putting into these situations, we cannot really say that we're in the position that we're in. For example, if I'm not like physically in a position where I can grab money and I'm tempted, and I cannot actually say that I'm not somebody who steals, if I'm actually not put in the situation where I don't take it.
Okay, thank you.
The same happens in the mind. Sometimes we're receiving ideas, but then this is temptation in the subtle. Maybe it's not actually physically manifesting outside.
On the subtle. Well, again, there's two things on the subtle. One is the things that we really don't care about, that the mind is just dangling in front of us like adverbs, because that's the mind's business, is to keep us here. So one of those are these things to ignore. But then I'm saying, what do we do about the things we're not ignoring? There are certain material desires that each of us are not ignoring. We've invited them into our house, we've given them a seat, we're feeding them, we're contemplating them, we're attached to them.
So you said something that's very important, that is to acknowledge them.
First of all, to acknowledge that they're there.
That they're there.
There is no hope whatsoever of getting rid of them unless you acknowledge that they're there. How can you get rid of something you don't think is there?
Yeah,
That makes no sense.
Start to feed them less, or cut the feeding, and then purify by service.
Be careful about the idea of cutting feelings. Be careful about that. That's impersonalism. Careful about that. All desires we're attached to are ultimately perversions of spiritual desires. Everything that we contemplate and we're attached to has its real form. So therefore, Prabhupada says, you turn lust back into love. So what we do with those desires that we're holding on to and we're attached to and we're contemplating, first of all, admit it and look at it honestly. That's first thing. Don't pretend to be something that you're not. You can't get anywhere. I give the example all the time that if you want to go somewhere, you first have to know where you are. Duh. You know? I want to get directions to the funeral home. I've got to start from 910 Soho Street. I can't say, give me directions starting from the manor if I'm not at the manor. I can't say, I wish I were only 2 blocks away, so give me directions from there. That's not going to work. So if I pretend to be more advanced than I am, I can't get proper directions. So first I have to see, where am I really? Which means I've got to look around my room and see what material desires have a comfortable chair again that I've been feeding. Who are my guests? Who have I made members of my family? That's the first thing. And just like your family members, you engage them in Krishna service. Engage your material desires in Krishna service. And you go to Krishna about them. Sarvakama, right? Even if you have all material desires, you go to Krishna and you say, my dear Lord, I'm very ashamed to admit in front of you that I'd like to be as famous as Michael Jackson and as rich as Bill Gates and as beautiful as, I don't know, Elizabeth Taylor or whatever. You know, this is what I'd like. And I'm really ashamed. They're really stupid desires. I know they're stupid desires, but I have them anyway, and I don't know what to do with them. Tell you what, Lord, I'm just going to serve you, and you take care of them. You do whatever you want with them. If you want to fulfill them in your service, fine. If you want to give me service such that those desires go away, fine. I can't deal with these. Actually, we can't. Srimati Urmila Krishna, you can't get rid of those desires by yourself. Denying you have them isn't going to work. Go ahead and try it. It doesn't work. They'll just get stronger. Denying them doesn't work. Killing them doesn't work. It doesn't work. The fleeting things you should ignore and neglect. But the deep things, you can't ignore them. You can't ignore them. You can't neglect them. You can't kill them. You can't deny them. You give them to Krishna. And Krishna, these desires are really desires for you. That's what they really are. They're really desires for your service, and somehow they've gotten twisted and perverted. Please untwist them. I can't do it. And real surrender is when you say, Lord, untwist them however you want. I trust you. A lesser degree, which is better than nothing, is please fulfill them. At least you're going to Krishna. At least you're not thinking, Kartahamiti Manite, I'm the controller, because the neophyte often they say, Krishna, Krishna, please give me pure devotional service, when you don't mean it. And then you separately try to fulfill your material desires thinking you're the controller. Well, I can't talk to Krishna about them, because that would be nonsense. And then you have your whole life that's separate from Krishna. So at least accept them and go to Krishna and say, Krishna, I really want to be rich and famous and beautiful and powerful. I really want Dhanana and Janam and Sundari. I really want all these things. Would you please give them to me? That's a lot better than trying to get them separate from Krishna. A lot better. That's a big step up. Then at least you're pious. If you're trying to get them separate from Krishna, sorry, you're a demon. At least connect them with Krishna. At least then see whatever you get as Krishna's gift and enjoy it as Krishna's gift. Then at least you're karma yogi. That's something. Don't think, well, I don't want to be karma yogi, that's lower. Hey, it's better than being karma kanda or better than being vikarmi. It's a step up. And better than that is just to say, my Lord, I'm really embarrassed by all these material desires. I'm really embarrassed by them. I have them and they're embarrassing. I'm ashamed. The main reason we don't want to admit that we have material desires is it's so embarrassing. But guess what? Krishna already knows you have material desires. He already knows. Who are we afraid of being embarrassed to? Ourselves. Is that foolish or what? It's like the person with a fatal disease that doesn't want to admit to the doctor that they're dying. The doctor already knows they're dying. Or they don't want to admit to their relatives. All the relatives know they're dying, and the person says, no, I'm not dying. Silly. Go, Krishna, I'm so embarrassed. I have these desires. I don't know what to do with them. I know originally they're spiritual desires. I don't know how to spiritualize them. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. I'll tell you what, Lord. Let's make a deal. I'm going to serve you. I'm just going to serve you. I'm not going to make any separate endeavor to fulfill these desires. I'm not going to do it. I give up my separate endeavor to fulfill these material desires. I put them at your feet. I'm dedicating myself to your service, and you do with them as you please.